Panter. What is your position on the death penalty?
I kind of said that earlier. I'm for the death penalty. I'm not opposed to the death penalty. I believe in my 10 years here. Now again, the death penalty is ultimate. The DA's got the ultimate call on the case. And I'm not the district attorney, so I don't get to make the decisions. But I'm for the death penalty. I've been a part of 6 death penalty prosecutions. We have 2 pending right now. Last 2 weeks ago, we filed what's called the Bill of Particulars on the death penalty case in Lincoln County, seeking it on a terrible child abuse case, one of the worst I've seen in my career. I'm not anti-death penalty. But the death penalty has to be wielded responsibly, because ultimately it is state-sanctioned murder. And if you do not have a DA that's able to wield that power responsibly, you're going to have a tyrant on your hands. But even more than that, you can't just seek the death penalty on every murder case. There have to be things called aggravators present. Now, I remember at the beginning of this election, we actually sat down in a room with my opponent, and he said that we don't file enough death penalty cases. And when I said, how are you going to figure out what aggravators to file in these cases, he didn't even understand what an aggravator was. That is the most basic thing you should know as a prosecutor when filing death penalties, that you have to be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, not just the murder itself, but the presence beyond a reasonable doubt of one of 7 aggravators. And if you do not have those aggravators, no matter what your thoughts are on a murder, if you cannot prove those in a courtroom, you cannot file the death penalty.
Thank you. Same question to Republican Allan Grubb. What is your position on the death penalty?
My position is it needs to be used more. It needs to be used judiciously, but it needs to be used. It doesn't just need to be used in an election year. It needs to be used every day of the year. It needs to be used as a deterrent to stop the horrific crimes to children that are happening in our neighborhoods and cities and towns. That would be a great detractor from the child abuse that he ends up having to prosecute. I just am a firm believer that the death penalty is a deterrent, and I believe it needs to be used. And children victims are an aggravator.
No, they're not. But we would.
Can't give her back.
I apologize.
Sorry. Okay.